getting big, fella, but you're still getting killed. Let's see what you got going on today. Let's get it.
So when the metal hit his mug, he just sunk in place. 100K Holla, chillin' Bahamas. Come home to your crib and throw in your mama.
What is good, HollaSquad? We are the latest squad on the YouTube platform. Listen, today we are back with another reaction, and today's video is sponsored by Prime. I'm just kidding. I don't get sponsors, but these Prime drinks taste very good. So KSI, you know what I'm saying, you know, Jake, Logan, you know what I'm saying, the Paul brothers. Please send me some of these because these joints is busting. Me preferably, I tried the grape one first. I don't know if that's like self-hate that the first one I got was great. Me being, you know what I'm saying, getting up. All right, let's get into this video before I get canceled. I don't want my channel clap like Andrew Tate, no cap. All right, let's get it.
Hello again. Welcome back to Finland. In the last video, we experienced the many wonders of Finnish culture. Building a rally car, getting very intoxicated, tractor driving, bug, dying of dehydration, hydraulic press channel, dying from pissing on the TV, dying from giant wasps, getting into a bus, having the bus collide with another car head-on, getting stuck, reverting your progress, hopping on a motorbike and dying from a rally car smashing into you at 150 kilometers an hour.
Sit back away from the camera.
Normal Finnish stuff. Last video we died a lot of times, and made zero progress, because every time I died, I had to start over from the beginning. In this video, I've disabled permadeath. Trust me, this was a good idea. Today, we're going to actually build up our rally car, and with some luck, win the rally. Death will not stop us, but it'll definitely get in the way.
Hey, so, didn't Mythbusters say that it was impossible to like pee and get electrocuted? Didn't they say that?
Let us begin. We began back at home, with the car ready for assembly. I got the wheels from the wasp-infested mansion, and the car was built.
Yes, sir.
To get the car running, I had to buy a few more things from town. Of course, the only vehicle I had access to was the slow, not fun, very boring tractor. Normally getting to town would take it about 15 minutes. However, I got into town significantly faster because of this. The train. Disabling permadeath was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life, because if I had to build the car again, things would have gone down very differently. I woke up in the graveyard in town, bought the battery I needed, and pondered how to get home. Our best option was
he died and quick transported to the
getting a ride from the guy in the green car. My cousin, Pena. This is a man that has nothing better to do than drive along the dirt road at ridiculous speeds, 24 hours a day, one hand on the wheel, and the other on the vodka. Definitely someone I'd like to climb into a car with. Now, if you were being driven home by a raging alcoholic, do you think swearing at him would be a good idea?
No, not at all.
Shortly after giving him the finger, he stomped the gas, accelerated to a very high speed, launched the car at 100 kilometers an hour directly into a tree.
This is what y'all doing, Finley,
and we both died. Maybe swearing at him was not such a good idea. So this time, I let him drive me home at a much more reasonable 60 kilometers an hour. But, you know what can go a lot faster than 60 kilometers an hour? The F-14 Tomcat from today's sponsor, War Thunder. That's right, boys, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever created. 2,000 vehicles, tanks, aircraft, helicopters, and... Oh no. Combined arms warfare. What does that even mean? I have no idea. Choose multiple modes of combat within the same battle space, or something to do with Siamese twins. Every single vehicle is detailed and modeled down to the smallest detail. Health bars? No. You fool. You idiot. You moron. Every component is deeply modeled. Oh no, my tracks have been shot. Oh no, my turret can't rotate. Oh no. I'm dead. War Thunder offers the most immersive possible combat experience. And guess what? It's free. Play it now on PC, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, or any previous generation console. War Thunder spans over 100 years of vehicle warfare. Biplanes, gunships.
Alright, listen, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? That
2D. Play War.
That's, yeah, over in my man description. Go check that out. You know what I'm saying? We back to the call.
I stopped him at the side of the tractor and hopped out to survey the damage. To make a very long, painful story short, this tractor is a fucking bastard. The very next thing I did was disconnect the tractor from the trailer.
And I did
nothing. It was a terrible mistake. I fetched the bike back from home and used it to unflip the tractor with about 10 minutes of finagling. Yes! Now from here you'd think things would be easy, right? I could just simply use the tractor to flip over the trailer and then drive off. Nope. First, I tried lifting the trailer with the fork loader.
W playing?
Shit! I unflipped the tractor again. Yes! And tried ramming it.
Oh, back up.
It didn't work. Stop! No! Oh my god! Another 10 minutes of finagling with the bike, and the tractor was unflipped again. What?
That joint.
This time, I took things a bit slower, did some maneuvering with the fork loader, and finally got the trailer flipped the right way around.
W.
And the tractor flipped over again. No! Another flip of the tractor, and another attempt. I got the trailer completely flat with the help of the tractor, and tried bumping it with a beer case to help get the wheels unstuck. What?
It flipped it back?
And this happened. What? This was after 40 minutes of the same bullshit happening over and over. I'd get the trailer flat to the ground, it would spring itself back into position, and I'd be back at square one. I couldn't take it. It was time to cheat. I went back home, saved the game, installed the Grab Anything mod, and went back to the scene of the crime. It turns out this was actually a great idea.
Boy.
When I picked up the trailer, it behaved normally. But when I let it go, it did this. When I disconnected the trailer at the very beginning, it locked it into that orientation at that position, so when I tried to move it, it would force itself back. The only way to unlock it would be to attach it to the tractor, which was not possible with the trailer on its side. So to fix it, I grabbed the trailer, oriented it the right way round, and stuck it to the tractor. Oh my god. It worked. Back home, it was time to continue building the Satsuma, which I'd managed to get running only for one of its pistons to commit die and fire itself out of the engine. I replaced the piston and head gasket, fired up the car again, and took her for another test drive.
He got the RGB lights? Boy, I almost... Yo, I done read too many Twitter debates, bro. Yo, hey, listen, if you know what I almost... You know, we just gonna... Look, bro. I be watching people argue on Twitter. It's hilarious, bro. It's hilarious.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Man got them RGB lights looking like a
Turns out the piston firing itself out of the engine also destroyed the oil pan, and the engine had no oil in it. No oil is bad. I didn't know that the oil pan had a hole in it. All I had done was check the dipstick, which read no oil, so I tried adding an entire bottle of motor oil, which went through the engine and out of the pan onto the floor. Well done. After fixing the oil pan and adding another bottle of motor oil, the car did indeed work just fine. The car worked, but my feeble little brain did not. To test the car, I decided against driving it and instead just revved the engine a bit. Enough to get the water in the radiator hot enough to where it exploded out of the cap. Oh shit. Me, being a bit of an idiot and wanting to get a better look, switched off the engine and unscrewed the cap, which, let me remind you, had a bunch of superheated steam underneath it.
Facts.
Oh. My eyes! Yep.
Hold on, it looked like that
now,
for real?
The car could run, which is all great, but if I wanted to win the rally race in this thing, I would need to substantially upgrade it. Better tires, better wheels, a better engine, better exhaust, proper racing seats, nitrous, the list goes on. To get these upgrades, we would need money. Lots and lots of money. And me? Well, I was broke. In my summer car, there are a lot of ways of making money. Everything from chopping and delivering firewood, to putting ads in people's letterboxes, to illegally brewing sugar wine and selling it to the local
this is a real game!
One of the best jobs you can do is finding junk cars by the side of the road and towing them back to the repair shop. The first bit of junk I found was this bucket thing. The day I chose to do this wasn't exactly ideal. Saturday. The rally would be on, and cars would be flying down the dirt road every few minutes. That, however...
So, hold on. So, them videos you always see on, like, the old YouTube days, your Twitter, you know, your TikToks nowadays, where them cars are, like, speeding and hitting people. That's in Finland? Oh, boy, I'm booking a flight. I'm booking a flight right now.
Was not the issue. The issue was these guys standing by the road to watch the rally. And my... less than optimal driving. Unbeknownst to me, this action had sealed my fate. Since it was Saturday, the shop wasn't even open, so I left the junk there and drove the rest of the way home on the dirt track, where every few minutes an idiot rally driver would smash into me at incredible speed. Back home, I sleep. Today was going to be good. Today was going to be productive. Today, I was going to get the bat. Oh, shit.
This game is fire.
That guy I ran over earlier, he died.
They send the police to your house?
Well, shit.
Nah, son.
Prison. Our stay here was for 10 days. May not seem so bad, especially considering we murdered someone, but 10 days in my summer car is 20 hours. Factoring in sleep, our stay here could be as low as 15-ish hours, real time, no abusing save states, just sitting here. Damn. Okay, time's up. In prison, I had hatched a devious plan. Robbery. Timo's, a simple establishment. The grocery store on one end and the pub on the other. The pub has this inside. A slot machine. Timo lost the keys to it a while ago, so it's just been sitting there collecting cash. The plan was simple. Drive the tractor into town, smash the window with the fork, attach the machine to the fork, and violently yank it out of the store. The plan sounded good enough, and so, the heist was on.
Hey,
I loaded
police
up the
about to be
tractor
right
and
back
drove
at
it
your
into
door,
town
big
in
fella.
the dead of night. There, I found our victim, Timo's pub, and the slot machine inside. Unlucky for us, though, were these two guys outside. So, with some quick thinking, I used the tractor's fork loader and, moved them. I smashed open the window, attached the machine to the tractor, and yanked it out with ferocious anger. Yes. I took it to the sports field, laid it down on its front, pried off the back plate with a screwdriver, and began ransacking it for everything it had.
I thought GTA RP had like reached levels of like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy you could do that. My summer car. You have, man, what?
Everything it had turned out to be 7,000 marks. Not bad. A celebration was in order. I popped over to Timo's and bought myself a pizza.
Queen,
For
thank you for the sub.
2,700 marks. Somehow he knew I had broken his window and had fined me for my trouble. Prison had made me a violent, angry man. And this
He peeing
sent
on
me
him?
completely over the edge. I sculled back a healthy 10 beers and began pissing and shitting all over the place. These fucking bastards had locked me up for doing basically nothing, and now they were taking what was rightfully mine.
Nothing.
I drank more. I pissed more. I punched this guy in the head. I took the slot machine to the highway and placed it in the way of oncoming cars. I was here to tear down society. Fuck it. The rally was on. They wanted to lock me up for running over one guy. Well, how about I run over all these fuckers? Well,
How many days he got now?
Shit.
154 days? Nah, bruh.
53 days in prison is a long time. About 230 hours of waiting that I, definitely waited for. It gave me time to think, to consider, to ponder. Was I on the right path? Was a life of crime really for me? No. Once I got out of here, it was
That's
time
like
to build the
10
car
days, bro.
and win that goddamn rally. And in no time at all, I was out.
He said 230 hours? That's almost 10
Our
days.
first task was getting the car inspected. I wouldn't even be allowed to participate if the car wasn't road legal, so I had to make it road legal. To do that, I needed more money. And no, I would not be partaking in any more crime to do this.
Come on.
I was a new man. So, my first money-making venture was illegally brewing sugar wine to sell to the
I
local
thought we weren't
alcoholic.
doing crimes.
You know, like a businessman. Firewood.
Take
First you
those.
chop it, then you deliver. 3,400 marks. Sewage. My uncle lost his license traveling at 169 kilometers an hour on the M31, and he's given me the keys to his sewage truck. Suck out sewage, get paid. Sewage. More sewage. The sewage truck is very big. Make sure to drive it carefully and watch out for that pole. More sewage. The tank is full. Time to dump it in the waste treatment plant. Whoopsie, I accidentally dumped it all over the floor. We got cash. Upgrades. Rear wing. Very important. Gauge cluster. Bam. Tachometer. Bam. Drunk man is calling. Drive him home. Money. Green car driving. Fuck. Okay. Listen, mate.
Yo, that joint
I
is
just need you to
doing
fuck off.
backflips.
Right now. Grandma wants groceries. I buy Grandma a bunch of groceries. Drunk man, delivered home again. Sugar wine, sold to drunk man. Sewage. So much sewage. Dead moose on the highway. Wait a minute. This isn't Finland. Timo wants me to advertise. Okay, Timo. I'll advertise for you, Timo. I have flipped the car. Picking strawberries. Man insults you while you make a terrible wage. Who are you looking at, you fucking dickhead?
That's what it looked like.
I forgot about Grandma's groceries. They've all gone off. Here you go, Grandma. 8 kilos of spoiled sausages and 20 liters of moldy milk. Yes, Grandma. That's awesome, Grandma. Can I have my Yes, Grandma. Really cool, Grandma. Okay. Finally. 74 marks. More sugar wine deliveries. Hey, look. It's Penna. I'll just stop to let him cross the intersection. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the... Is that a
what I'm
bee?
saying?
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Inspection. Will we pass? Will we fail? Who knows? Well, this guy does. How does he know? Just fucking banging on the car with a screwdriver.
Is that like how you beat the game?
And what do you know? We failed. You fucking dickhead. Do you know who I am? I need this car right now. You know what? I'll be right back. I fixed up everything Mr. Inspection Dickhead wanted me to fix, got him to hit my car with his trusty screwdriver again, and what do you know?
One man double cheeked up low key.
The repair shop owner Fleetari caught wind I had shat all over the inspection shop parking lot and rewarded me with a 50% discount and 10 bottles of the strongest booze in all of Finland. Thanks, mate. Gentlemen, the time was upon us. The car was working well, it was registered, and it had a few upgrades. The day was Saturday. I could just tell big things were going to happen today. I drove to the rally sign-up station and signed up. Well, I would have signed up if I hadn't forgotten my helmet.
I don't know, we might do more music streams, I don't know, I'm thinking about it.
Satsuma was in fact drivable, but had been having a few issues with the suspension. Quite a few issues, in fact. Cornering was basically impossible, and when I hopped out of the car, it did this. I found that if I took a wheel off and then just stuck it back on. So, rally o'clock, it was. I drove to the start, this guy counted me down, and off I went. The race did not last long. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh don't flip, fuck, shit. Attempt 2. This time was even worse. No, 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 no.
You're done.
No,
You're done.
no. Attempt 3. This time was even worse.
You about to kill some people?
God, fuck. Attempt 4. This time I took things a little slower. Instead of barreling around the corners at over 100 kilometers an hour and flying off the track, I took them at 80 kilometers an hour, keeping all 4 wheels in contact with the ground and preventing any crashes. This strategy worked. I didn't even crash once throughout the entire track. Just, you know, after I finished. Slow and steady does win the race, boys. Now let's see what we got.
Last place. By 5 whole seconds, too.
Dead last. Alright. Okay, I guess I'll, All hope wasn't lost. Stage 2 of the race was tomorrow, and it was the same route as Stage 1, but in reverse. Surely tomorrow, I would redeem myself. I took the car back to the start of the rally and parked there overnight as per the rules. Except I didn't read the rules closely enough, because I parked in the wrong spot. To get to the start of Stage 2, I'd have to take the highway, which has a speed limit of 100 kilometers an hour. I'd been completely ignoring the speed limit, which turned out to be quite a costly mistake.
What?
This little fucker got me going 115 kilometers.
This game is crazy. Yo, we gotta download this chat. I gotta play this on my free time. You know what I'm saying? Once I move, though. Once I move, we playing this.
What is it now?
Because I have nothing but free time once I move. Right. Right.
Only 15% over. I'm sure the fine isn't that bad.
500.
Shit.
Jesus.
That is a lot of money. I didn't have the money to pay the fine, so I
you
just
gotta
gave
go to
the
jail?
finger and fucked off. Anyway, I had a job to do.
Right?
Get a good time on the second stage and try my best to get out of last place. And before I knew it, the rally was on. On the straights I got up to 100 kilometers an hour, and in the turns I could manage just a bit below that. Of course, going at this speed with my flimsy little car, mistakes were bound to happen.
Facts.
We spun, but we could keep going. Then we flipped the car. No!
And we can't keep going.
But we could keep going.
Oh!
Then we launched it into a ditch. The door was hanging off, but we could keep going. And then we hit a rock. Oh!
Whole car came.
We could not keep going. I was extremely close to the end, so I jumped out of the car and legged it all the way to the finish line. I still had a bit of hope, despite all the tumbling around in the car. We had driven fairly well, and so I checked our time.
Bruh.
It, wasn't good. My time was so bad, it didn't even show up on the leaderboard.
That's crazy.
The time so terrible that it sent me spiraling into a deep depression. I drank a case of beer, drove to Fleetari's, found the 10 bottles of booze, and drank until I blacked out. And blacked out again. And blacked out again. And again. And again. And again.
That's crazy.
And then it was next week. During my bout of violent alcoholism, I found 9,000 marks of unpaid fines on the kitchen counter. Fucking 9,000 marks and I'm
got
paid
4,000.
So, I was in a lot of debt. The police would probably be at my door to throw me back in jail soon, and I still had a rally to win. Things were not looking good in the Mart household. I needed money, and fast. So when Mr. Drunk Man called at 2 AM asking for a ride home, I obliged. I picked him up, and he began his usual drunken babbling. But this time, he let me in on a little secret. His wife had bought a winning lottery ticket, and he had stolen it and the money without her realizing. He said he kept the money
Gotta bury him. Bury him. Take the bread. Bury him. All right.
hidden away in a suitcase. How much money? 5 million marks. If I could find that suitcase, that would be enough money to pay off my debts and build the rally car of my dreams. Did I really want to steal from this man? I had sworn off a life of crime. Yet here I was considering—
Bruh, you killed 12 people that was trying to watch a rally race. You're done. All right? If you can make it past that, you could do the time for anything, all right?
stealing millions from this guy who thinks he's my friend. Approximately 3 seconds of pondering later, I concluded, money. To find the briefcase, I would have to scour the entire map. Every little nook, every cranny. Oh, look, there it is. Oh.
Honey.
I threw it in the back of my car and drove home, having a minor accident on the way. Shit.
Imagine you crash and
I
go
opened the
flying
briefcase,
up.
and oh my, that is a lot of money.
Yes.
Literally 15,000 presses of E later, I was left with 1.5 million marks. Much less than the advertised 5 million, but hey,
Still,
he probably spent it on
the
sugar or
millions.
something. It was time for some upgrades. I bought the entire catalog. The best suspension, the best carburetor, nitrous, a new steering wheel, all the cool body panels, the best radiator, time on the dynamometer to measure our immense power. And most importantly, a cool paint job. Gentlemen, the car was ready for round 2.
Yes,
I gave it a
sir.
good test on the highway, and of course, I got pulled over and fined 30,000 marks on the spot.
Oh, wait. That's light. That's light.
Dickhead. The car was ready, but I needed some practice. So I took it to the dirt track and drove the route over and over. Every corner, every gear shift, each slight bump and bend. I even got rid of the stick shift and switched to paddles for speedier shifting. And a couple of hours of practice later, we were finally ready for competition. Saturday,
My man got
the
the
start of
drip
the
on the
rally.
car, too.
Big things were about to happen. This dude counted me down, and off we went. The car was very fast. All the upgrades had turned it into an absolute weapon on the track. I shot past the repair shop, around the sharp bends, went a bit wide on this turn and hit a tree, but let's ignore that. Past the turn off to my house, past Grandma's house, over the train tracks, and across the line. The pace felt very good, and checking the standings
Gotta be top
confirmed my
5.
suspicions.
Top 5.
Oh yes.
Number 1.
That's right, fellas. First place.
He was number 1. What's that from, all right? If you don't know what that's from, just hit that unsub button. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead, hit that joint. You're done.
I was officially in the running to actually win the rally. All I had to do was have a similarly good performance on stage 2. I took the car back to the parking area and parked in the right spot and went back home. Tomorrow, I was gonna win. Back home, I sleep.
Garden of Eden?
This sleep was
On
a
a
bit
poster?
different. I was not woken by the pleasant sounds of the Finnish countryside or even the phone ringing, but by a belligerent drunk man in my room with an axe.
Oh, it's the drunk. Oh, that's crazy. That's nuts. I don't know what I would do.
Turns out he didn't appreciate me taking his money. Fair enough.
My man's crack is out, bruh. His crack is showing.
Well, with him subdued, I went to finish the rally.
Double cheeked up still.
Stage 2. This
On a
time I parked
Sunday.
in the correct spot and wouldn't be incurring a time penalty. I took the car to the start of the next stage where I signed up, and before I knew
Luke,
it,
you already know the
rally was
vibes.
on.
Steven, you know too.
All that practice had paid off. I knew the corners. I knew the bumps. We flew over the train tracks, past Grandma's house, past the turn off to my house, into the sharp left turn, past the drunk man's house, past the repair shop and the mansion with wasps in it, through the farmland, and before I knew it, the race was done.
He gotta be first.
There it was.
The trophy.
Oh, yes. We had driven pretty damn good, and with
Beat him
30 seconds
almost by
ahead of
30
second
seconds.
place.
Oh, a little over 30. Go ahead, blackout. You deserve it. Go get that man his money back, though.
I knew just how to celebrate. The fireworks back home. On the way back, I crossed the bridge. I'd crossed the bridge many times at this point, but this time, it felt different.
What is this game, bro? What is this? What is this? This might be one of the... What? Bruh. My man said, I'm out of here. You took his money? Listen, if I had $5 million in my possession and any one of y'all took it, I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have been standing in your room with the axe. You would have never woke up. No cap. All right? The axe would have been... Yeah. I would have been walking around with your, you know what I'm saying, your head like, what's the movie they walked around with somebody like? How they be walking around with the zombie heads on Resident Evil? That's what I would have did, bro. I had to do it. You had to go. So that's that. But my man didn't want to fight back. First, he stole it from his wife. So his wife really should be the one that feels away. It wasn't even your money to begin with, big fella. So technically, you know what I'm saying? They say the same way you get it is the same way you lose it. Well, they say that about relationships, but I'm going to apply it to this. Facts. This was crazy. But listen, y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until the next time, I'll see y'all. Peace.
Who said we ain't bout it? Test the gang and you'll get touched. She ride it, Kawasaki, roll my blinks and keep it quiet. Money is the motive, so we keep it on our mind. You get put in the stretcher, yellow tape, so please don't try.